Pain thought it had you. It thought it could bury you. It thought it could take what made you you and grind it into dust. And for a while, it almost did. You bent. You cracked. You broke in places you didn't know could break. But here you are. Not gone. Not soft. Not the same. See, that's the mistake they make about pain. They think it's just destruction. They forget it's also construction. Every fracture healed harder. Every scar became armor. Every loss turned into a lesson with teeth. You didn't walk out the same. You walked out sharper, more patient, more dangerous. And that danger? It's not loud. It's not showy. It's the quiet kind that makes people step aside without you asking. The hardest thing about pain isn't the hurt. It's the way it convinces you there's no point in getting back up. Some days you didn't fall asleep. You just blacked out from exhaustion. Some mornings you didn't rise. You just resumed, body on autopilot, spirit dragging itself behind you. No one saw it. They didn't see the nights when you stared at the ceiling, counting the cracks, counting the lies you told yourself just to make it to sunrise. They didn't see you gripping the edge of the sink, trying to remember what breathing felt like before the weight. They saw the mask. The polite, "I'm fine." The fake smile that made them feel better about not asking harder questions. They saw the surface. They never saw the storm underneath. The nights where silence was deafening, where the clock felt like it was mocking you with how slow it moved, where the smallest noise could split you in half. Pain isn't just an event. It's a season. A season where time stretches and days blend together into one long ache. It's the betrayal that won't leave your head. The loss that empties rooms you still have to walk through. The disappointment that tastes bitter every time you remember it. And in that season, you learned something about people. You learned who checks in. You learned who disappears. You learned who likes the idea of your strength and who's actually willing to stand in the fire with you. It stripped you down to the studs, tore off every comfort you leaned on, showed you exactly how alone you could be and exactly how strong you could stand anyway. Pain taught you not to expect rescue. It taught you not to wait for someone else to pull you out. It taught you that sometimes the only way forward is through, and you're the only one who can carry you there. You stopped bleeding in public. You learned to stitch your own wounds in the dark. And every time you healed, you noticed something strange. You were harder to hurt the same way twice. That's the thing about the crucible. It's hot enough to melt you down. But if you survive it, you come out sharper than anything they can handle. There's a moment after the breaking when something changes. Not in your body, in your eyes. You stop hoping for things to go back to normal. You stop wishing for the pain to magically erase itself. You stop bargaining with a past that's already dead. Instead, you start counting differently. Not in days. In opportunities. Not in hours. In moves. That's the switch. You stop measuring by what you lost and start measuring by what you can take next. They won't see the change right away. You'll still smile. Still speak softly. Still stand where you used to stand. But inside, the wiring is new. You're no longer asking for the door to be unlocked. You're mapping the hinges. Pain burned away the excess, the unnecessary, the fragile. What's left is lean, deliberate, and unshakable. You don't rush anymore. You wait. Because you know the longer you wait, the more precise the strike. You listen more than you speak now. Because every word is a tool, and you don't waste tools. You walk into a room and scan it without even trying. Who's dangerous? Who's desperate? Who's pretending? You learned these tells not from books, but from surviving the kind of nights that felt like years. You've stopped needing applause. You've stopped needing them to see your worth, because pain already confirmed it. You lived through what they couldn't imagine. And once you've done that, their approval is optional. Danger doesn't announce itself. It just enters. You move differently now. Not for show, for efficiency. Every step, every decision, every word, measured. You cut the noise, deleted the distractions. Learn to love the quiet because it's where you reload. You don't chase anymore. You draw things in. Because now people feel you before they hear you. They sense the shift before you speak. And the truth? They can't explain it. They just know you're not someone to waste time with. That's the power pain leaves behind, the kind you don't have to sell. The kind that doesn't need a spotlight. The kind that simply is. Rule 1. Pain is data. Never waste it. Every betrayal, every loss, every sleepless night is a blueprint for how not to bleed next time. Rule 2. Precision over passion. Pain taught you that raw emotion burns out fast. Measured action lasts forever. Rule 3. Boundaries are armor. They're not walls to keep everyone out. They're gates you control. You decide who enters, how long they stay, and when they leave. Rule 4. No second strikes. If someone shows you they're a threat, don't wait for them to prove it twice. Rule 5. Loyalty has levels. Not everyone earns the inner circle. Most people get the handshake, fewer get the conversation, almost none get the truth. The dangerous understand this. It's not about being feared, it's about being respected enough that the wrong people keep their distance. They thought pain would break you. They thought you'd come back crawling, eyes lowered, voice smaller. They thought they'd be able to pat you on the back, call you resilient, and still keep you in the same place you were before the fire. They were wrong. Because you didn't come back softer. You didn't come back safer. You came back rewired. And here's what they don't understand. When pain finishes with you, you don't return to the old game. You flip the board. Now, when they approach, they feel the shift before they hear your voice. Their steps slow. Their tone changes. They choose their words like they cost them something, because with you now, they do. They'll test the old tricks, the guilt trip, the "you've changed" accusation, the subtle digs disguised as jokes. But they don't land anymore. Guilt can't control someone who's made peace with walking away. Flattery can't seduce someone who's learned to validate themselves. And gossip? That's just noise to someone who's lived through the sound of their own breaking. You see, they've been dealing with your pre-pain self. The one who thought relationships were always worth saving. The one who thought being liked was the same as being respected. The one who thought patience and passivity were the same thing. That version doesn't exist anymore. Now, you don't let people back in. You let them apply. And the requirements have changed. Loyalty is no longer assumed. It's tested. Trust isn't given in advance. It's earned in increments. And for those who betrayed you during the storm, there's no re-entry. No explanation. No seat at the table, because the table is different now, and so is the person at the head of it. They will relearn you in pieces. They'll see it in your calendar, tighter, sharper. They'll see it in your responses, shorter, cleaner. They'll see it in your presence, calm but immovable. And one day, it will hit them. The old you is gone. Not buried. Not sleeping. Gone. And in their place stands someone dangerous enough to never need their approval again. So let them watch. Let them whisper. Let them wonder where the old you went. And when they finally ask, "What happened to you?" look them in the eye. Smile small and sharp. And tell them, "Pain didn't break me, it built me. Now I'm dangerous." Turn. Leave. And don't look back. Because when you've survived the fire, you don't need to explain the smoke. If you've carried pain and turned it into power, subscribe. Then watch, they try to break you. You learned to build. You're not surviving anymore. You're arriving.